I just like to share, some knowledge that I may have. It may not be correct or absolutely correct in your eyes or from what you've heard, but and if you hear something different, just let me know, and we can talk about it, and that's how we learn. So I'm gonna give it a few more minutes and see if we're gonna get some more people in here, and then we'll get started. I wish I hadn't sat down here because now, well, I guess I'm fine. I guess. Hey, Teresa. Okay. I thought that I was going to be able to um, kind of breeze through this whole 30-day quarantine and shutdown, and I was going to be okay. I kind of miss going to work. I kind of miss flying. And I didn't think I was going to feel that way, but I kind of miss it. I'm just glad when we get back to normal. Okay, so I don't have, I was planning on doing this whole discussion like after I had put together like these notes and everything I was going to have put together. And I was going to be like very detailed and everything written down so I wouldn't be rambling on. But for whatever reason, I didn't do that. I felt like we should do it today because we had such a great discussion this morning. Um, and we kind of breached this subject during that discussion. So I felt like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and let's just have it. And we're just going to do it in a casual way and have a discussion. So the title of this is Manifesting Through the Power of Sex. Sex and masturbation. And let me apologize to any of my family that may happen to stumble onto this live and we're having this discussion. I didn't feel like deleting all of y'all. I mean, not deleting y'all. I didn't feel like blocking most of my family because there's a lot of them on here, so I didn't feel like blocking them. So I'm just, like I said, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to apologize. We're actually going to keep this discussion very, very tasteful. We're going to use the appropriate terms for things. And we're just going to try to keep it real neat, real classy, and not make it vulgar in any way. Because I do have family on here, and I'm very mindful of that kind of thing. Even though I don't really care what nobody thinks, I do in a way. So, manifesting through sex. So if anybody knows me, you guys know that I am a big believer in the power of manifestation. She said I made it. Yes, you made it. Glad you're here. So, I'm a big believer in the power of manifestation. I believe that we all have manifestation abilities and powers that are naturally gifted in us. As I always say, that some people have just fine-tuned their gifts and they use them, and others choose not to and leave them dormant. Manifesting is like a muscle, and so the more you use it, the better it becomes. The better your abilities, your abilities strengthen, and to the point where you're able just to manifest just by simply thinking about something or speaking it or whatever. So you can manifest in several different ways. You can manifest just through the power of your thoughts. You can manifest through the power of your words. You can manifest through writing things down. You can manifest through visually seeing the thing that you're trying to manifest. Or you can use the elements in incorporating different tools into your manifestation process. You ran a couple errands, but you're here, right? Okay, good. So you can incorporate things into your manifestation process. And when I say tools, I believe that anything and everything around us is a tool for us to manifest with. You can use pretty much anything. You definitely can use anything in nature. You can use all of the elements like water, wind, air, and fire. And I personally use the element of fire with my manifesting through candles. That's the element that I choose, and because I think it's like the most powerful element that you can use to manifest with. But you can manifest with anything. You can everything is a tool to manifest. There's not too many things in this world that we can't use to manifest the life that we desire. And manifestation is just not limited to um, manifesting money or manifesting a car or a house or things. You can manifest peace in your life. You can manifest the healing of your body. You can manifest a peace in your relationships, whether it's romantic or family relationships. And you can manifest love for yourself, self-love, romantic love, familiar love, just anything that you want to bring into you, you can actually manifest that. So is everyone clear at this point on what manifesting is and how you can use it, and that everything is a tool to use for manifesting? Is everybody clear on that? Do I have to go over manifesting? Y'all have to type faster now, because we're not going to be here all night. So everybody's clear on what manifesting is. Does anyone manifest? You don't have to tell me how you do it, and well, if you want to share how you do it, then that's fine. But does anybody manifest on a regular basis, or has tried to manifest and has been successful with it, or even if you've tried to manifest and you don't feel like you did it right, or you didn't get the results that you thought you would get? Do I have any manifestors on this live tonight other than myself? No, I'm the only manifester on this live. I know that's not true, because I see a few people on here that I know for a fact are manifestors. Now, they may not say it, but I know for a fact that they are. So that's fine if they don't want to share it, but I know for a fact there's at least, I count at least 3 that I know of on here now. Okay, so Christy says she's a manifestor. Wonderful. Wonderful. I also understand, like I always say, I think sometimes people don't realize that they're actually manifesting. Like if you say that you've, like for instance, Mary says that she hasn't manifested before. I think a lot of times people actually don't realize that they're subconsciously, they are manifesting, and they don't even realize it. And so you really don't know that. So more than likely, you have manifested something in your life and didn't even realize that's what you were doing. And like I said, you can, manifestation goes both ways. It can be a positive thing and a negative thing. It is all about your intentions, all about the words and the thoughts and the actions and the deeds that you're doing. You just as good as well as you can manifest something great into your life, you can easily, with the same energy, manifest something not so great in your life. So a lot of the times when you are going through a lot of struggle or strain or stress in your life and you can't figure out why this is happening, a lot of times you're manifesting that just by how you're thinking and the energy you're putting into that. So just keep that in mind. Even if you don't believe that you've manifested before, more than likely you have. Okay, so now we're going to get to the purpose of the live. So, as many of you know, I use candles to manifest. I use the element of fire to manifest. And I believe that fire is like, for me, it's like the most intense energy you can use to manifest. However, would you believe that you are able to manifest through sex? And that's a real question. So I'm asking, on here, do you believe or did you know that you can manifest through sex? Did anybody know that? And it's okay if you didn't. You can tell me you didn't, or you don't have to say anything. But I just want to know if anybody on here knew that you can manifest through sex. And like manifesting through sex is like, I want to say like the number one tool of manifesting. But I know if it's not number one, I know it's easily top 5. Oh, wait, Miss Rainier, I knew that. No, you didn't? Oh, wow. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. You didn't y'all can manifest through sex? Okay, we know now. Okay. Yes, you can manifest through sex, and you can manifest through sex with a partner. Someone told me and my spouse that, and they told you right. It is the truth. Um, you can manifest through sex with a partner, or you can manifest through the act of masturbation. So solo sex, you can manifest through that way. Um, so y'all should have let me take notes. Y'all did not let me take notes. So now I'm gonna have to freestyle this thing here, and hopefully I cover as much as I can remember to cover. Okay, so for those for those of you that did not know you can manifest through sex, let me try to give you an example of how powerful. See, Sandra says it works. So there you go. How powerful it is. So think about it like this. You have two people. Let's just say a man and a woman. I'm going to say two people. Because I'm not just going to make this strictly for heterosexual couples, partners. But this is the example I want to give you. You have two people, a man and a woman, and they come together and perform the act of sex. And from that performing the act of sex, in that few seconds that it takes for a man to ejaculate into a woman, and the time it takes for his sperm to reach her egg and fertilize that egg, and they make a human being. For me, when I really sat down and thought and broke that whole process down, that these two people came together and through the act of sex, they created an entire human being. I don't know if it, to me, it blows my mind. Now, I don't know if anybody else that blows their mind, but if you can take two people and put them together and they can create a whole person, a whole living, breathing person, they created that together. That says to me, if they can do that, then think about all the other things that these two people can create together with the energy of sex, with just them coming together. Because just really, really like stop and think about that. Like really, really stop. Because I think what happens with us, we don't really think about the creation of a human being, the creation of a child. When a woman gets pregnant, we skip straight to, blew my mind 4 times. Yes, we skip straight to, the birth of the child or the pregnancy. We're so caught up in her being pregnant and then her giving birth and here's the baby. We don't ever really acknowledge that these two people came together and created this. If it was not for them and the act of sex between them, we would not be here celebrating the birth of this child. So I think the act itself and the energy that these two people put together, no one acknowledges. But nobody really wants to talk about their sex life. And I'm not saying that you could, I'm not saying it like that, but I don't think anybody realizes the magnitude of that one act has gotten us to this whole human being. And if those two people have that much power and that much energy to come together and make a whole person, why can't they use that same power and that same energy to manifest things that they want in their lives together? So for me, that was just mind blowing. I don't know if anybody else thinks that is mind blowing, but for me, that's when it kind of like clicked to me that sex is a powerful thing to use to manifest. You can use it. So at this point, does that change how you think about sex? People that said that they didn't know you could manifest through sex. Does that explanation kind of change your viewpoint on it, that you could possibly manifest through sex? I'm gonna give you a second to let that sink in, and then you can give me your answer, because it changed my life. It changed my mind completely. I was just like, man, I'm just kind of blown away at that. That wow, I can make a whole person with someone just through sex. Why can't I make a whole life that I want for myself through that same act? Because it should. You can. It's the same. It's the same energy. It's the exact same energy. Yes, it's real. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's real. Okay, so now once we, let it sink in that we have this ability to do this together, um, then it comes to the point where um, finding someone to manifest with, because everybody's not going to be on board. It would be wonderful if you found a partner that was on the same, I guess, spiritual level with you on this, or kind of like at least on the same path or process or thought process with manifestation, because it definitely will work better if you have two people that believe in it and that have been manifesting before in their lives, so they kind of know. But you don't necessarily have to have a partner that believes in the power of manifestation. You really don't. You can easily, and I wouldn't say easily, because it's easier when you have two people that are using their collective energy to do it. But if you just say, for instance, your partner is not on board with it, you could still do it, because first of all, you have yourself as the manifester, and so you're going to put your energy into it, and you can just use the other person's energy from the act itself, because there's certain things that the body does during sex that you can use that energy from that person to manifest with. And if you don't have a partner, then you can just use masturbation as a way to manifest too. So, do we have any questions so far on manifestation and sex? And because we're going to go, because I'm not going to stay on this long, so we're going to go right into what I think you should do, or what I think you should do, and how you should do it. And don't get and please don't get caught up on that. Everyone's technique is going to be different. Everyone is going to figure out what works for them. So I'm just going to throw out some stuff that you can use. So does anybody have any questions so far? I'm so trying to keep this from being vulgar. So I'm kind of nervous, and I stumble over my words because I'm trying to be very mindful of my family on here. Oh my God, I'm trying to be very mindful of my family on here. So I'm trying to choose my words carefully on what I say. But I get real excited when I talk about manifesting. And this right here is just like, this blows my mind. Okay, so what exactly, because I want to keep on task. So does anyone have so far any questions that they want me to start with or review? And I can kind of go from there to try to figure out what what I should say next. Nobody. Okay, so earlier today we were talking about, I had mentioned, if you ever noticed couples that have the dynamic between them is very, very easy. The way they move with each other, the way they live their lives, the things that they do in their lives, they just kind of like are very cohesive. And someone made the comment, they're very in sync with each other. You'll notice couples like that are very in sync. And another thing that you may notice about certain couples, that even in their physical presence, when they're together, they move kind of like the way their bodies move together when you see them together, the way, especially when you see a man that is spiritually connected to a woman, he has a way of using his body and a way of moving with her that he's always in a protective type positioning with her when they go out. Um, it's hard for me to explain, but when you see those types of couples, more than likely those types of couples are connected spiritually and they manifest through sex. So, like I said, when you see a couple that's very in sync with each other in their physical bodies and how they move together, more than likely that's a couple that manifests through sex. Now, either it could be they purposely manifest through sex, they've tapped into that, or they're manifesting through sex and they don't really know it, but it's just something that's that's happening between them. But they always seem to be able to. They've carved out a life for themselves that's very comfortable. They may have financial abundance, and they just have an ease between them. More than likely, they manifest through sex, and that's what we want to ultimately find is someone that we can do that with. So, if you are a spiritual person, and if you want to try this with your mate, you should approach them. You should approach them and see if you can get them on board. Now, they don't have to 100% be on board, but I'm talking about like if you guys decide that, let's say for instance, you guys decided that you wanted to buy a house. Okay, you wanted to buy a house, and you're the manifestor in the relationship, and your partner is not necessarily on board with it, but you guys have collectively decided we want to buy a house. We've done everything that we need to do on paper to get it done. Now we need to kind of like put it out there spiritually so we can get assistance from the universe to help us with this house. You would approach your partner it's a non-manifester, and let them know, hey, we're trying to make this plan to do this, to get this house. We want to make it as easy as possible. I need you to collectively work with me energy-wise so we can manifest this house the way it needs to be, so it can manifest out the way we are planning it to. So I need you to collectively get on board with me on doing this. Now, like I said, he or she may not be a manifester all the time, but at that time, if y'all have made an agreement that moving forward, sex is going to be used to manifest this house, then you can do this. Because you have to remember that sex is the purpose of sex is a lot of things. It is for pleasure, it is for procreation, it is for connecting with each other, and it is for manifesting. So sex has a purpose. It's not just for y'all to go in and it just be a pleasurable thing. You can use it to work for you. So keep in mind, we're about to manifest this house, and my partner has gotten on board with manifesting this house. So we decide that moving forward, our intentions when we have sex is to manifest this house. So you may have a discussion about it before you guys decide to have sex. I know that may not be too romantic, and you may be caught up in the moment, and you can't really have the discussion about it because you want it to be on your brain when the act itself happens. You want it to be on your brain, both of you. So even if you don't have the discussion, you already know that every time we have sex, we're trying to manifest this house. Some things that you could do, and this may sound crazy, but you can have a picture of a house. You could put that picture of the house either under your pillow. You can put it between your mattress. You can actually, if you can manage to do this, you could hold it in your hand. One of you guys can hold it in your hand, or both of you guys can have a picture of your house and hold it in your hand while you're having sex. It's not so much while you're having sex, it's at the point of the orgasm that you guys have is when I believe that the optimal time is to manifest, is at that time, because that's the time when the pleasure chemical releases in your brain, the dopamine releases in your brain, and then you're in a euphoric state. I always think I refer to it as a state of walking between the earthly realm and the spiritual realm, and your body is having that out of body experience if it's a good orgasm. So right at that moment, you're trying to, that's the optimal time for you to manifest, is right at that moment. Could we manifest in a vehicle outside the house? You can manifest anywhere you want to. The surroundings have nothing to do with it. Surroundings have nothing to do with it. It's all about the energy between the two people, or the energy for yourself. So I don't care where you do it. You can do it outside. You can do it wherever you want to. But the energy of manifesting has nothing to do with where you are doing it. Now, you can set the mood for it. I would also say, in addition to the house thing, you want to set the mood, because energy comes from music. So if you were trying to manifest finances or money, then I mean, I would probably put on some damn trap music, because all trap music talk about is making some money. So I may have some trap music playing in the background, because we're trying to manifest some money, and that's all they talk about in trap music is money. Or if we're trying to manifest a baby or something, then we are going to try to specifically have a playlist that we would consider baby making music, So everything can be used as a tool. Everything is energy for this. And there's no such thing as, oh, that's just doing too much, or this, that, and no, that's not. You can do as much as you want. You can have certain, like incense burning, because we're going to use it half on a baby is the perfect song. Let's go half on a baby. Y'all can put that shit on repeat on Alexa and just go at it, because it puts it in your mind. It sets the energy for that. You could just do a lot of things. You can have certain smells in your house that help with that. Like I have this oil that it's called well, it's called All Night Long oil. So basically it encourages you to go all night long. So but nevertheless, you can have those types of things around you. So there's no such thing as something being too much. Like you could have certain flowers around, like hibiscus is a passion flower. Passion flower is a passion flower. You just, whatever you need to do, whatever resonates with what you're trying to manifest, put that around you, because you'll need it. Okay, so we're back to how does the candles work? There's certain things in the candle that you're going to have in the candle that promote lust, that promote fertility. Like you could have your candle dressed with almonds, because almonds spiritually represent fertility. I need you to get rid of the other. No, that's my Buddha. Whatever. So yeah, with the candles, there's certain things that you're going to put in the candle that'll promote certain things, because everything has a spiritual purpose and a spiritual meaning. So that's how you would use the candles. You can actually burn that candle while y'all are having sex. Okay. So anyway, so we get to the point of the orgasm, in which to me, in my opinion, that is the optimal time for you guys to concentrate on what you're trying to manifest, to bring it into fruition. Okay. So does anybody have any questions so far, other than I need to get rid of the other man in the background? I like my Buddha. I like him. Anybody have any questions? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, so now I'm glad you brought up the candles, because now we're going to talk about now we're going to talk about how we incorporate the candle into this. I'm so glad you brought it up. Now we're going to talk about how we incorporate the candle. So you and your partner have decided that y'all are gonna manifest whatever it is. Y'all going in there, y'all doing the work, and you've decided that you're also going to have a manifestation candle to help this process along too. Because again, like I always say, there's no such thing as having too many manifestation tools. So you have this candle, which I can customize for you on my store at Etsy.com, Melanin Goddess Life. So if there's anything that you want to manifest, I can customize a candle for you. So after you order your candle from me, and I dress the candle with all the necessary things that you need, your oils and herbs, and I package it up and I send it to you. And you and your husband decide, okay, I got this manifestation candle. We're going to do the act of manifesting through sex. I always encourage you to put your essence into your candle. And when I say put your essence, I mean you're going to breathe life into your candle. You're going to speak to your candle. But I also tell you that you can use bodily fluids in your candle. Okay. We're going to try to keep this as PG as we can keep it. So bodily fluids would include your saliva, your saliva. You can also use your hair, like hair follicle, and you're gonna pull some of your, just a strand of your hair, from the follicle, a strand of your hair. You can use that from you and your partner. You can use. Now I don't work with this kind of stuff, so I'm gonna say blood, but I don't work with that because I don't really. I think that's like really really powerful, and I personally don't work with that. You may want to work with it, but you can use it because it is a bodily fluid. You could use blood. You could use bodily fluids. You can use your you can use your womanly secretions from your orgasm. But the thing that I think is the most the one thing that I think is the most powerful bodily fluid that you can, okay, now you going off into something else, period, blood. I'm not going to say yes or no to that. I'm just going to let you decide what you're going to do with that. But the most powerful thing that I think that you should use if you're dealing with with a man is his semen. Specifically, his semen. That is like the most powerful thing. And the reason I believe it is the most powerful bodily fluid you can use is, this goes back to the creation of the baby. The man's semen, which includes his sperm, has to fertilize the egg. It has to be fertilized in order for it to become a baby. So for me, a man's semen, particularly his sperm, is very powerful. You're going to use it as the fertilizer for this manifestation. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because sometimes what I'm thinking in my head, I don't articulate it well. So let me know if that doesn't make sense to anybody, or it makes complete sense, or I need to try to explain it a little bit more. So I'm going to say it once again. I personally believe that a man's semen is the most powerful bodily fluid that you can use because it contains his sperm, which fertilizes your egg to make a baby. So, no, you don't have to masturbate first. We're going to get to how you're going to catch it. So you would want to use that to fertilize your manifestation. So You're going to put that inside your candle. Okay, and I say candle because that's what I work with. Whatever you work with is your whatever you work with. Some people put it in a jar or whatever. Some people, I don't know. For me, it's usually candles. So you want to put that in your candle. Now you don't have to have a bunch of it. You don't have to have a bunch of any type of bodily fluid or any type of hair. You don't overdo it, but just enough to put it in your candle and with your intentions behind it. Now, how you gonna catch this is strictly up to you. Um, I guess um, you could catch it in a condom. Um, I guess he could probably ejaculate in a cup or ejaculate it, ejaculate in a cup or something. Um, oh, I hope none of my family is listening to this. Oh, I hope they're not listening to this. But one of the most effective ways that you could do this, this is what I heard. This is what I heard. Allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, that would actually use his semen and your bodily fluid, your saliva. Is basically if you could just like catch it with your mouth and spit in the candle. You could do that. So you can do that. So at that time, you have the commingling of his semen and your saliva. No! Do not call my mama! Don't call my mama. Please don't call my mom. Please don't. I am going to delete this live as soon as it's over. So y'all better take notes because I'm deleting this shit. So yeah, so if you wanted to like do like a catch-all, you could just probably catch it with your mouth and just at that point your saliva is mixed into it, so you can just use that. And you can just use that. So that is what you would, how you would catch it. But a man's, and especially if you have a man that is has, yeah, I'm gonna delete it. Especially if you have a man that is like really kind of like healthy, watches his diet. He doesn't have to be like, just super duper and healthy, but for the most part, he's healthy. He's not doesn't have any type of addictions like addicted to alcohol or addicted to any type of drugs, going through his system. You want, because then his sperm is going to be like optimal. It'll be the healthiest that he can, he'll have healthy sperm. And that's what we want for our manifestation, is the best of the best. So yeah, that's what you do with that. Do I have any questions so far? I know nobody better call my mama and tell her that I'm having this discussion. I'll never have another live again if my mom finds out. If she calls this phone right now, I'm gonna be pissed off. I have a whole bunch of cousins over here, so they. So does anybody have any questions so far? No, I am. We live when the live is over. This is beyond informal. It's very informal. So yeah, you would do that. You got kids, No, honey, because I don't be doing all of this stuff. I don't be manifesting with anybody. I don't be manifesting. Now, that's another good point. Please be careful who you manifest with, because not everybody is on board with it. Just be mindful of who you trying to manifest with. Just block Vince. He gonna make a whole nother page and come back. Be mindful of who you're manifesting with. That's another thing. That's key. You want to make sure you're manifesting with the right person, as much as possible, because just as your manifestation, you want it to be effective. You want to do it easily. And if you're trying to manifest with somebody that's negative and the energy is bad, that's just a waste. You're just wasting your time because it seems, it pretty much is canceling out all your efforts. Now, again, you don't have to, the other person doesn't have to be a manifester. They really, really don't. Just say, for instance, you're not in a committed relationship with someone, and you may just have a person that you got the friends with benefits thing going, or something like that, and you want to manifest something, and you want to use that person's energy. You can use that person's energy doing sex. They're not going to know. It's all about what your intentions are, where your spirit is, where your mind is, and what you're trying to produce. So you can use them, and they don't even know it. But yeah, you can still do that. Now, if you're wanting to use, a man's bodily fluids, and this is not your partner, I wouldn't suggest stealing his sperm. I mean, his semen. I mean, I don't know if that would be morally okay for you to do that. You may just want to discuss it with him. I'm sure he'll be okay with donating some to you. But I probably wouldn't feel good about you just stealing the man's essence from him and using it without his consent. So that's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. Let's just kind of keep our manifestations above board. We don't want to put any type of negativity into our manifestation. And I think stealing somebody's essence and not telling them what you're using it for, it could do something to your manifestation. So let's just try to be as on the up and up with people that are not our regular partners, but we still need to use them for their assistance with our manifesting. So far, do we have any questions? Oh, I see some of my family on here. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Any questions? Because this shouldn't take long, because it's pretty cut and dry on how you do it. It's pretty cut and dry. No questions? Well, that's good. If y'all just got it, then y'all can go ahead. I mean, this would be like the optimal month for you guys to do, to start doing it, because we ain't going nowhere. We don't have anywhere to go. It's just you're in the house all the time. You might as well manifest some shit, and so you'll have it. No, I ain't gone yet. So you'll have it when we actually, get out of this quarantine, and you have time to practice. You taught me something new. Girl, that ain't nothing new. That's what I'm saying. Manifestation has been around forever. I don't understand why nobody's doing it. I don't understand why y'all not using, why y'all exerting your energy in sex and you're not getting anything out of it. It's, like I said, sex is just not for pleasure. It is for pleasure, it's for procreation, it's for a spiritual connection, and it's for manifesting. It said, what's the name of your candle? My candle doesn't have a specific name. I do manifestation candles. So whatever you're trying to manifest in your life, I can customize it for you and put it together for you with all the herbs and the necessary oils. And when you get it, and then you personalize it with your essence. What about ridding your body of a past partner? Can you unmanifest that? You can take a bunch of spiritual baths with that. And you can do some spiritual baths with that. And you can do, there is like an unbinding that you can probably do to free yourself from that person. So burn the sex candle while we're having sex or before. Oh, while you're having it. Like, yeah, you really need to be burning it while you're having it. Yeah. You got me so excited about candles at manifestation. Look like those hip baths. Yours. Yeah, you want to burn your candle during that time. I mean, well, depending on, no, yes and no. So if this is you've gotten your brand new candle, and the only thing left for you to do is to put you guys' bodily fluid in it, well, no, you're gonna wait. But after you get that and you put it in there, and that's the final thing you need to do, any type of sex that you guys have later on, that's manifestation sex, yes, you want to have that candle. You can actually put that candle in the room with y'all, and have it there with you. So, yeah, if it's a brand new candle and y'all just starting this thing, I would say wait, because you have to put, the rest of the stuff in there. And then anything after that, you want to burn the candle and possibly take it into the room where you're having manifestation sex. That's what I would suggest. Now, again, everything is tailored to what resonates with you and your heart and your spirit. So you'll know what you feel like is appropriate for the situation. That's just like, just a suggestion that you may want to have. But yes, you can do that. And everything I'm telling you, you can do by yourself. Through masturbation, you can do by yourself. So don't think that everything I'm telling you is just, so how do I put fluids on the red candle? Well, now that's also going to depend on what type of candle you have. Like if you have, so if you have like the jar candle, like I said, you don't have to have a lot. If you have the jar candle and you're going to be using a man's, we're going to call it essence. We're going to be using his essence. You should have enough you should collect enough from him to be able to actually put it in the candle. And, because I put holes in my candles, so at least try to put it down in the holes so it can go into the candle. So as the candle burns down, his essence is still in that candle. Does that make sense? He should have enough for you to collect that. You don't have to smear anything. Vincent, listen, this is a serious topic. Sexual manifestation seems too spiritual of a journey to share with the friends with benefits. Okay, yes and no. Yes and no. Like I said before, you just want his energy, because what he has is very potent to what you're trying to do. So he has you can do it with or without him. That's up to you. If you feel like it's too much of a personal and a spiritual act that you don't want to share it with someone with friends with benefits, then by all means, you don't have to do it that way. I'm just saying that the only thing that you want from him is his essence, because it's very potent. So, yeah. But again, like I said, this is all, tailor-made for you and how you feel. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. If you're trying to manifest something, and this is not somebody that you like really have a connection with, you personally probably would not want his energy in that. But I'm just telling you, his sperm is going to be very potent to that. So just keep that in mind. But you don't have to have it. You really don't. That is a very good point. Very, very good point. She said smear it on. So again, we're going to collect enough that we can actually, I don't want to say pour it in there, but enough that we don't have to smear it on there. So it can be in the candle and it can burn with the rest of everything else. Okay. Any more questions? I wish I had made notes, because then I probably wouldn't feel like I'm missing something. What can I manifest with a purple candle? Okay, a purple candle, you can, okay, here's the deal with the color in the candles. Yes, the candle colors mean something. And like the purple candle, usually with a purple candle, you use that for, like, if you're trying to banish something away, like a purple or a black candle. Like if you're trying to banish something away. Also, a purple candle can be used if you're trying to connect with your ancestors, or any type of spiritual work. You can use that. And there's a lot of different ways that you get a purple candle. But even though I say every candle color has a purpose, don't get so hung up on the color, because you want to pick your candle color as you feel it in your heart, what's most appropriate for you. So don't get so caught up on the color. Kind of yes and no, but it's whatever that resonates with your heart. So your purple candle, you may use it for one reason, and then somebody uses a purple candle for something totally different. Like I said, only candle that I kind of get hung up on is a black candle. That's the only thing. That's the only one that I kind of get hung up on. That there's only specific things that you want to use that for. But other than that, you choose a candle color that resonates with you, and what your situation is, because it's gonna be all different. It's not so much about the candle color at the end of this whole process. It's about your intentions and about your energy. Just keep that in mind. Does that answer your question? She said, I sense a part 2 coming. I don't think there's a part 2, because it's not, because manifesting through sex is not like, it's not like this complicated process. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, if you were trying to manifest money with your partner, this is what I would do. I would, and this is like a real partner, y'all are together. I would probably take a dollar bill, and I probably would write our names on the dollar bill, all over the dollar bill, and our names all over and across each other in that dollar bill. I would probably use some money drawing oil on that dollar bill, which I sell on my store. I would probably put some on there, and I would fold that dollar bill as I'm supposed to. And again, I would probably put it under my pillow. I would probably put it between my mattress, or I would hold it in my hand, and definitely have it in my hand during the point of the orgasm, because you want to give that money energy, and that's what you want to do. You want to put energy, because currency, money is an energy, and you want to supercharge it with your energy. So that's what I would probably do if I was manifesting money with my partner, something like that. That's just me. But like I said, you guys can work out whatever process you want to do. There is no rules to it. There's no right and wrong way to do something. It's just whatever you guys decide to do. You just want to be one collective energy when you manifest. Is there any other questions? Yes, no. See, I need to order the red candle you showed us earlier. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and order that one. I will definitely customize it for you. I put everything. You just tell me, give me a little snippet of what you're trying to achieve or what you got going on. You don't have to go into great detail, but just basically what you're trying to accomplish. And I would definitely put it together for you. And keep in mind, when you do your candles, like I always say, if anybody missed this, breathing your essence into your candle, putting your DNA into your candle, it just heightens your manifestation process, because you're putting a part of yourself in this candle. Does anything anybody want me to go over? How long we been talking? About a little over an hour. Okay. Well, my mama hasn't called me yet, so clearly nobody's called her and told her that I was on this live talking about sex. Okay, this is another thing I wanted to bring up. Don't think that when I say sex, it's just the traditional sense of sex, because sex can be anything. There can just be, it doesn't even necessarily have to be the act of sex. It could just be the sexual energy between the two of you. Because, where can I order the candles? Oh, that's on my Etsy store. So go to Etsy.com and go to Melanin Goddess Life, and that's my store, and then you can order your candle. So you don't have to. Sex is more than just the act of penetration. It is the sexual energy between two people. So don't get all hung up on the sex part, because I know there's times that in relationships, even in people with coupled up, the sex may be non-existent for whatever reason. So don't just think it's just strictly sex in the traditional sense. And it, yeah, if you're not having sex, and somebody mentioned if you had to like manipulate him to get what you need out of him, then you just have to do that. If y'all are not going to actually do the full out act of it, then or he could manipulate himself and give it to you, or whatever y'all decide to do. Oh, that was so ugly. God, well, whatever, however y'all decide to do this, however you decide to get it out of him, then that's up to y'all. Any other questions? Did I keep this as clean as I can keep it? I tried real hard. Let me look at something real quick. I kept it clean. Good. Okay. And because I don't know, I don't have a lot of stuff memorized, I'm going to answer the question on the purple candle. On the purple candle, you can use it for manifesting your spiritual power, activating your third eye, helping you to break a habit or drive away evil. It's like like a protection candle. So you can use it for those things. Yeah, and you could use it like for connecting with your ancestors on the purple candle. And also, of course, if you don't have the appropriate color candle that you want, a white candle is a catch-all candle, so it can be substituted for any color candle. The only color candle that I probably would not substitute it for would be a black candle. I just feel like black candles are very specific, and if whatever you're trying to manifest or whatever you're trying to do calls for you to have a black candle, well, you should probably have a black candle. But as far as a white candle, you can use a white candle to substitute for any color if you don't have it, and it works just the same. Oh, excuse me. Do I have any more questions? This has been a great live. I enjoyed this one. Hey, Miss Suzette. What is our black candle for? Black candle for me is always just like banishing work. Like ridding yourself of something. It rids of negativity. You could use it as a protection candle, but some people use it for for a little bit darker reasons. How about that? They use it for doing stuff to people. You can use it for that. But you can use it as a banishing candle, like if you're trying to banish away a bad habit, or you're trying to banish away a person or a relationship. And when I say banish, I don't mean like in the harmful way, but you want to rid yourself of a relationship or a person in your life, and you want them to go away, however they're going to be taken away, and you can use it for that. But like again, it's all about your intentions. So you have to be very careful on what you're speaking and what you're thinking when you're, doing that kind of manifestation. You want to be everything to be for the good of everyone. Usually, after when I do my candles or something like that, I always say, and for the good of everyone and for the good of all involved, because I don't want any harm to come to anyone. But yeah, you can rid yourself of someone. You can use a vanity candle, like you said, if you wanted to rid yourself of the feeling of someone in your life, or a sexual experience that you just kind of like want off of you. So I can use. You know what? In your situation, as far as like a supervisor, somebody you work with, I would first try to use a candle that would make the situation more harmonious. See if I would put it in that sense, like, is there a way that I can make this situation more harmonious? And if that means, and if the universe takes that and they decide that the way to achieve the harmony is to either make the two people get along or take one of the persons out of the situation, I would leave it to the universe to decide how I'm going to make this situation more harmonious, as opposed to directing that energy at a person. Does that make sense? Because I'm always fearful that something's going to happen to somebody, that something that I do will cause somebody some kind of harm or something. So I don't want that on me. So I will leave it up to the universe. I'm going to ask the universe to make the situation more harmonious and to my favor, and I'm going to leave that to the universe to decide how this is going to play out. So then I won't have that on me if something were to happen to that person. Yeah. I prefer to do it that way. I don't want nobody's karma on me. I don't want that. You don't want that kind of karma. Then I'd have to. Then somebody. Once you transition, somebody's gonna have to burn some ancestor money for you to get your karmic debt off of you. And like I said before in my other life, when we transition over into the spirit realm, I want to leave here and I want to be a good ancestor. I want to try to clean up all my bullshit before I leave. I want to work through all my shit before I leave, so I can be a good ancestor. And when I get in the spirit realm, I can just do what I do, and I don't have to worry about someone here on earth still suffering the effects of my karma that I left. And so that's how I always look at it. I want to be a good ancestor. I want to be like one of the best, like my great granddaughters and grandkids. They all like, I can't wait to connect with me, because I'm lit and shit. So I want to be that ancestor. I do. I don't want any karmic debt, and I want to be able to move like I want to move in the spirit realm. That's another live you need to have if you haven't already: ancestor money and karmic debt. We talked about it the other day, but I'll actually do one like on my other page, like officially. But we did talk about that. And I burned some of my ancestor money the other day, and I burnt quite a few, and I burnt one for my dad, and I got a reaction from the money, and I'm not really sure what it means. But when I burnt his money for him, it like really, really blazed up. So I need to really do some research to figure out what exactly happened with that. But does anyone else have any questions about manifesting through sex? Is anybody going to try it? Is anybody going to try it? I would say try it and start with something. Start with something small, you know, to kind of test it out. If you haven't been doing it before, start with something small. Does anybody have any testimonies? Just a yep. Does anybody have any testimonies from previous experiences that you had, or did you have any successes with manifesting through sex? It's really great when you can get your partner on board with it. Really, really works. It really does. It makes it so much easier, and it really connects you guys on a spiritual level. I think people don't realize how important the spiritual connection is with your partner, and how it takes your relationship to another level. It's a lot of people walking around here in relationships and they're not, like you said tonight. Oh, okay. Eager beaver. There's a lot of couples walking around here that are not spiritually connected, and that's why I don't think that their lives um, are aligned properly, and they're not as happy as they could be because they haven't connected spiritually. And that's important for me to find someone that I connect with spiritually, because I just I, I just can't see myself in a relationship with someone that I'm not connected to spiritually. I've had that type of relationship before, and it definitely, clearly it wasn't a success because I'm not in it anymore. And I was not happy at all. And I could not figure out why I was so unhappy in this relationship when I had, I guess, quote unquote, everything else that goes into it. And I should have been happy with it, but I wasn't. I wasn't. And I realized it's because we didn't have a spiritual connection. And it wasn't something that was going to happen naturally. It was never going to happen. So um, I need to get a partner. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a partner. You can manifest on your own. You can manifest through masturbation. And actually, manifesting through masturbation is actually even easier because it's only your energy that you have to use. So you can go right in, and what better person to know yourself and you know how to move the process along of getting you to your orgasm is you. So actually, it's easier when you do it by yourself because you can go straight in, knock that thing out, and do what you need to do. There it is. It's just like just using a partner. Um, it takes a little bit of, I guess it probably will make it more intense, but you doing it by yourself, you could just, shit, you ain't gotta wait on him to figure out is his mind straight. I mean, because then if you're doing it with a partner, you always, in the back of your mind, like thinking, is he really like focused? Is he or she really focused on this? Is he or she's mind really clear about what we're doing? Are we on the same page with that? So you always have that thought in the back of your mind. It's like, are we really on the same page with this? But when you're by yourself, I mean, you just knock that shit out real quick, and you know what the goal is. So there you have it. So don't ever say you can't do it because you don't have anybody with you. No, you could do it. You could do it by yourself. Anybody else have any other questions? Any comments, any input, anything you want me to go over really, really quickly? Because I'm not going to hold you guys long. I know y'all got a bunch of stuff to do tonight. If you have any questions that you want to inbox to me, I'll be more than happy to. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I know you probably don't want to ask them on this open forum. I probably wouldn't either. But if you have any questions that you want to ask me that I didn't cover or you didn't understand, ask me. I will try to answer them as to the best of my ability. If I don't know the answer, I will definitely find out for you, um, and get back with you. This is very informative. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who would believe that sex was so damn powerful? It really, really is. Um, it just amazes me that people are not using this more. Oh my goodness. And it's, oh my, it just blows my mind that people are not using it the way they should. It's such, sex is such a healing thing for people. I mean, sometimes it can be traumatic. I'm not saying all sexual experiences are the best, but once you've reached a level of consciousness with yourself, and you know who you are, and you're comfortable. I think for we as women, we have so many hang-ups put on us about sex, and that we can't be comfortable with our sexuality, and we can't be comfortable being a sexual being and enjoying sex, and we get all that stuff messed up, that a lot of times we miss our opportunities to manifest through sex, or to enjoy it for what it is. So we should no longer do that, because it's nothing wrong with it. And now that you found out that you could use it to improve your life, and to make changes in your life, and to bring things into your life, oh my God, it's like a blessing. It's like God gave us this. Y'all have to always remember that God has given us these things. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing for you to be embarrassed about. It's nothing for you to say, well, I can't do this and that. God gave us this. He really, really did. And if you decide that you want to hold on to it, and for whatever reason, and you don't want to share it with anybody, that's your business, because this is your sexuality. This belongs to you. And if you want to give it away to everybody that come around you. If you just want to share it with everybody, that's your business. But please, please understand that sex is powerful, and it can change your life. It can freaking change your life. Just stop having sex just for the sheer pleasure of it. Start using that shit to make some stuff happen. That's what it's there for. That's why it was created. Again, you can't tell me sex is not powerful. Sex between two people can make a whole nother person, a whole human being, a living and breathing human being was made through the act of sex. And if you can do that, a whole person, you mean to tell me that y'all can't get together and have sex and manifest a damn house, or manifest a car, or manifest some peace in your relationship, or manifest whatever you want to, or money, whatever you want to manifest? You mean to tell me that you don't think that you can't manifest this, and you didn't manifest it a whole damn kid? Come on now, that's just it's crazy. That's crazy. But there's so many people walking around not getting it. And like I said, even if you're by yourself, you can manifest whatever you want to by yourself. You are a sexual being. Use that. Use it. And it's just not women. Men too. You can manifest whatever you want by yourself. Sex is sex. It just, use that shit. I wish I could put that shit in a damn bottle or something and sell it. I mean, if I could figure out how to bottle up manifestation sex, I would put that shit in a bottle and sell it so quick. But it's free. Y'all got it for free. Now I'm rambling on. Y'all better say something. And you know what? And then during the act of sex, while y'all are trying to get to your climax, y'all should be talking about what you're trying to manifest. I know sometimes we get caught up and we can't really talk, but if you can, y'all should be like talking about it. Like during the time that y'all are having sex, y'all need to be like speaking that shit into existence. Like right then, y'all are collectively putting your energies together. And another tool of manifestation is to speaking things into existence. you need to speak that shit while it's going on. I know there's probably like not the pillow talk that you want, but we ain't here to pillow talk. We here to manifest some shit. So we gonna talk about what we trying to manifest during this, because I need that energy to be put out into the universe. And what better time than now than us to discuss or talk about or have some kind of, I don't know, y'all could have some kind of chant that y'all do. Like, you remember that chant Tina Turner had, Num Your Ho Renge Kill, and she had that chant going. Hell, y'all need to make up a damn chant that y'all have while y'all having sex, and y'all need to repeat that shit over and over and over again to put it out into the universe. This is what y'all trying to do. It may sound crazy, but hell, it can't hurt. Find you a damn chant. Make up a damn cheer or something. Y'all gotta be doing something besides just moaning and groaning. But it's good and ramble, so go ahead. Y'all better take these notes, because I'm deleting this live, girl. I may let it stay up for a day, but no longer than a day. And then I'm getting rid of it. What time is it? 9:27? This is Saturday night. So we have any questions, comments, anything else we want to go over before we conclude tonight's live? You guys have been a wonderful, I don't want to say audience, but you guys have been wonderful company for me. I appreciate you hanging with me in the morning time. I really do appreciate it. Because I know a lot of you guys have families, so you have somebody there with you and you have company. Well, I'm over here quarantined by myself, so I don't really have I don't have any company over here. So I appreciate you joining me for tea time in the morning. And I definitely appreciate you joining me tonight, because I've had a good time with this one. I hope that I was able to articulate clear enough. I hope I didn't miss anything, but I think you got the gist of how it works. It's not rocket science. It's real simple. And there's no such thing as anything being too much, or you doing too much, or you trying to be too extra when you're trying to manifest. There's no such thing as that. So you be as extra as you want to be in your sexual manifestations. Whatever you need to do, you do that shit. Again, if there's no other questions, or if you want to inbox me and you have a question, please inbox me. And again, I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to find it for you. So y'all have a good night, and I will talk to you a little bit later.